Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Mike from Forward Observer and Gray Zone Activity. I was talking with a friend last night. He's a Minneapolis-based police officer, and he said that they had received an activation order to begin actively preparing and staging for the Chauvin trial riots. Now, there's been a lot of activity in Minneapolis around Brooklyn Center. This is in preparation for what's going to happen in Minneapolis. Separately, another friend of mine is an attorney who's based in Minneapolis. He said that the federal court hearings are being canceled next week, and that this is all in anticipation for Monday, where a lot of people think that the closing arguments in the Chauvin trial are going to begin. Once the closing arguments for the trial end, the jury will begin deliberations, and then a verdict may be hours or days away. This is looking like next week is going to be go time for the rioting. Now, as such, we will be battle tracking the Minneapolis riots. We started this back in 2014. We battle tracked the Ferguson, Missouri riots, and we really proved that, yes, this can be done by a team of scrappy volunteers. So myself, a fellow intelligence analyst who's actually based in South Korea at the time, and a small handful of volunteers battle tracked the Ferguson riots. And it really was a proof of concept that, yes, we can take commercial off-the-shelf technology and a little bit of know-how and do this at a professional level. We've battle tracked a few different riots and events since then, and we will be back to battle track Minneapolis and maybe even some other cities, depending on how many people volunteer for this. Now, if you want to help, or if you want to get access to what we're doing, or if you even want to join in on what we're doing, there's a few ways that you can get involved. First, we're going to be providing intel updates for Forward Observer's early warning subscribers. So if you already get our intel updates, you don't have to do anything. You're going to get those on Minneapolis and other riots that occur around the country. If you want to get access to those intel briefs, you can join at forwardobserver.com/subscribe. The second way you can get access to what we're doing is, it's very likely that I will be doing some videos here on this YouTube channel. So please like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that little notification bell button on there too, so you can be notified when we do drop another video. And then finally, if you want to jump in on this, then you need to join Fox Company. So Fox Company is over at Gray Zone Activity. That is our training wing, essentially. And in addition to classroom training courses, like we have a surveillance fundamentals course coming up in Dallas later this month. The first weekend in May, we have a close target reconnaissance course. We have some tactical intelligence courses coming up around the country as well. In addition to classroom and field courses, we also have online training, which is Fox Company. You can go to grayzoneactivity.com, join Fox Company. I already have some training videos in there. Go through those training videos, go through the train up portion, and then follow some instructions, and then jump on a mission team. Now, this is important. Tomorrow night, Saturday, the 17th of April, we are going to do a dry run exercise. Basically, we're going to get all the mission teams staffed up. We're going to make sure everyone knows their job, knows what they're going to be doing. And then from 8 p.m. to 12 midnight, and you don't have to stay on the whole thing, but I encourage you to do that. 8 p.m. to 12 midnight, we're going to be battle tracking the riots that are undoubtedly going to happen this weekend, Saturday night, either in Brooklyn Center or in Minneapolis. We're going to do this as a dry run to make sure that everyone, kind of gets a feel for the battle rhythm, or the op tempo, the operational tempo, how quickly things can happen in these scenarios, and really let everyone cut their teeth so that next week, or maybe next weekend might be the worst of the post-trial Chauvin riots. And who knows, maybe the jury takes weeks to deliberate. I don't know. But at some point, there will be post-trial riots that we will be battle tracking. And guys, here's the big thing, okay? We do this because it's a real-world training exercise. It's actually a very good opportunity to understand the intelligence cycle, to understand collection, whether it's signals intelligence or open source intelligence, maybe even a little bit of human intelligence. It's a very good opportunity for students to kind of put all this information together and build a security picture. We're going to be actively mapping what happens and producing intel updates. So if you're on the collection side or the ACE, the analysis side, you're going to get a very good picture of what the actual work of intelligence looks like. Also, this Minneapolis-based police officer was telling me that the sentiment there is that they believe that this month's riots will be worse than what they encountered last summer. And we are seeing indications of a lot of out of the area people coming into Brooklyn Center or coming into Minneapolis, especially if they're coming from Portland or Seattle. That's very likely to be semi-professional agitators and the riot makers or riot organizers coming into Minneapolis to, again, increase the tension, to agitate and make conditions much, much worse than they would have otherwise. That is happening. It's not proof positive, but it is a good indication that things could be worse this time around. Now, by the way, we're doing this as a riot, but look, you cut your teeth on a riot, what's going to happen is you're going to be able to respond, to produce real-time intelligence during the next tornado in your area, or a hurricane, or an earthquake, or a wildfire, or a riot, or whatever other natural disaster or man-made disaster that occurs in your area. We're doing this to produce disaster intelligence, to get people real-world training so that when the next disaster or emergency strikes their area, they know what to do. During the next disaster, you might have to make decisions, and it's very difficult to make decisions when you don't know what's going on. So we are going to equip you with the knowledge and show you some tools that you can use to increase your emergency preparedness and to produce disaster intelligence. All right, that's all I have for today's update. The rest of this afternoon and tomorrow, I'm going to be working on tomorrow night's exercise. So come and join us. GrayZoneActivity.com if you want to join Fox Company, learn how to battle track, and then battle track during tomorrow night's exercise and sometime next week or into next weekend. And then if you just want the intel, you can go to forwardobserver.com/subscribe. You can get access to our intel briefs along with our assessment and outlook. How bad are these riots going to be? How many cities are they going to be in? Hint, quite a few. And most importantly, stay ahead of the curve on what's next, because that entire report is about what's going to happen in the future. All right, that does it for me. Until next time, be well and stay out front.